Okay, here we are again, folks. It's Monday night and it's 9-ball Scotch doubles, and this is a first round match. Remember, it's a race to 7 and it's a handicap tournament, and this particular match, there's more or less nothing between the two teams, so they're both playing off scratch. Nobody's given any racks to anybody else, and we've got, I think his name is Zecarioca and Romario, who are teamed up against Stevo Uk and djsimon. Nice open table, balls are there for the taking. Just got to be careful there's no collisions here getting to this 6, and that's played quite well. And that's overhit slightly. Now you can just come round behind the 9 for it in the same pocket as the 7. Well, that solves that problem. I'd need to ask him to find out if he actually played that, and if he did, it was a good billiard, I would say. So, zecarioca and Romario. Let me just find out where he's from again. Romario's from the UK, and zecarioca is from Brazil, and of course Stevo and djsimon are from the UK. Simon lives in Scotland. Stevo Uk from Leicester. Now this is a problem shot. The 2 to the 3. And it looks as if what will be left here is a bank back into that top left hand corner. And it's rattled in the jaws. So again, balls are all there for the taking, all in the open. And I wonder if he can get enough on this cue ball just to sort of kill it and hold it for the 5. Well, it needs to run. I still think he could have actually stopped that for the 5 rather than run round the corner. Yeah, and that's what happens if you don't get your partner on what you would call not so much a surefire shot, but at least a decent position. I mean, that was okay, but it was still a cut back into a blind pocket. You're not doing him any good, so I still think my first suggestion would have been the best bet. Although not being behind the shot, you can't really see what sort of angle he's got, but it looked as if he could have killed the cue ball for the, I think it was the 5. So this should be just a formality. Now he can go round off the top cushion, side cushion and across. Plenty of room to manoeuvre to get on the 9. And the match is tied up at 1 rack all. That looks like a dry break. I don't think the 1 passes the 4. would think Romario's going to be coming to the table with no shot in a minute. Tucked in behind that 6. But he needs to get the weight in the cue ball here. Well, I don't know what he tried there. Well, that's probably the next alternative, is getting the cue ball on the side rail and getting it one round the corner onto the side rail as well. So that was a better thought out shot. Because the problem with that sort of roll up shot is you might get a bit tentative and end up just rolling up to the ball, and the ball doesn't have enough weight to get to the rail, and you end up just giving ball in hand. So that was a better choice. So there's 2 problem balls here. You can see them in the right hand side of the screen. The 7 and 8 both nailed to the rail. And this time, is he going to go for the cut, or is he going to try and tie him up? I don't know. Well, he's went for the cut. You might even see a 5-9 combo here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It was a bit tentative, that shot. He's trying to hold the cue ball for the 5 in the middle. He got the position but forgot the 4. And now we'll see what happens here with these 2 problem balls. It might even kiss into the 8 here. Well, he's managed to get it clean, so just a trickle the 7 ball in shot. And this looks easy down the rail, but it's always awkward. Just got to miss that jaw, which he has done. And a simple enough 9. Right, that takes Stevo and Simon into a 2-1 lead. And again, no joy at all in the break. Although this time the opponents have got a shot in the 1 and a problem on the 2. And it looks as if it's either going to be a follow through off the end rail or a draw back. It's a follow through. Now you don't complicate things here, you just cut the 2 in, the cue ball's going to come across. As long as you get pace to get over to that left middle pocket somewhere in that area. Has he made it? It's maybe tight. Let's have a wee look from this end. Oh, I can see the edge. Let's tidy the camera up. Oh, that needs to stop. Oh. And a poor one by Romario. And the question is whether they're going to get punished for that. Now he needs to clip the 6. Well, it would have been handy if he did. It would have just killed the pace in the cue ball and it would have brought it off the rail a wee bit. Should still get this. It's looking like 3-1 in a minute. And that was all courtesy of I have to say it was a bad miss, and again probably rushed a bit again by Romario. He's always in a hurry. And yet another dry break. So they're having no luck in the break at all, Simon and Stevo, so maybe want to try something different, see if it changes their luck. But then again, they don't need to get balls in the break if they're getting gifted chances. And this is pretty thin to get this 2 in. And that's short away. I don't think that can cut in. Oh sorry, he's on the 4, I'm looking at the 6, my mistake. It's getting late at night, it's time for my bed. Well, this looks like the same layout in the last rack, the 5-9 almost set up. Went for the combo. There was a good wee bit of distance between them, and the 9 was nowhere near set to the pocket, so it was a tough shot. I would be surprised if he doesn't try a bank shot here, but the 5 isn't sitting nice for a bank, it's too close to the rail. Yeah, double kiss and he scratched. That 5 came off the rail almost simultaneously, but it did hit the cue ball and just pushed it to the pocket. So that's the next frame. Well, I was going to say that was a chance again for Simon and Stevo to snatch this rack, but killed the 6 in the rail. This is just a natural shot, you don't need to do anything with the cue ball, just go through off the end rail, side rail, back out, and you're on the 6. But it wasn't an easy 6 ball, sorry, on the 7, but the 6 wasn't easy. Now that's a good shot. No way he's going to jump that. Just got to kick and hope. Oh, and he nearly got lucky. But now I think Romario and zecarioca's luck's run out in this rack. But it's still, there's 9 feet of distance between the 8 and the 9, so it's all about getting the pace right. And again, there's still a big margin of error. The 9 ball's in the middle diamond, and this looks perfect, absolutely perfect. And I think zecarioca's is a bit worried about his playing partner. So djsimon and Stevo take a 4 racks to 1 lead, and it honestly is the right score considering the amount of mistakes that's been made so far. And again here a difficult 2-9 combo. Does the 2 pass the 9? Yeah, it does. And that's probably the better shot. Just needs to draw this back about a foot. Now, is he dead straight in the 4? I think he can. I think there's an angle he can come off the rail. Yep. That's perfect as well. I mean, he doesn't want to be running forward towards this 9. Ah, well, that was a dangerous shot, but he did get the little bounce out. So it's now 5 racks to 1 in favour of Simon and Stevo. And can Romario and zecarioca make a match of it? We'll see if they can actually hold their game together now. And that was hit too firmly. Again, it's putting pressure on his partner. And this cue ball was heading towards the 4, but he's got away with it. He's dug into the cue ball and managed to avoid the 4. And so the problem ball, as you can see, is the 6 and getting from it onto the 7. And he's going to draw hard and across the table here, and again doing that, he's got his partner on the 7, but the 6 ball rattled in the jaws. And I'm trying to think, but I think virtually every rack. Oh dear. Now, what happened there? What happened there, Stevo? I think he was obviously trying to follow through and come off the end rail and back up for the 7, but clearly the angle wasn't there, or he misjudged it and scratched. So it's a gift to get Romario and his partner another rack, and they're now 2-5 down in this race to 7. And there's a, well, how many been down there? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3 balls in the break. Romario decided on the push out. What will Simon do? Try and get up behind that 4? That's what I'd be trying. Well, he's banked it and he's going to get the double. It's gone in, but absolutely, he's actually got the snooker. He's left nothing here for Stevo. He's just going to have to kick off the side rail. How's his luck? Well, this really should be another rack for this pair. There's really no excuse whatsoever for messing this up. I mean, there's Nothing to be done with the cue ball. Now I would be hitting this hard enough to get the cue ball right out into the middle of the table again, so that Romario can just take the 8 into the middle. Well, he's managed to hold it. That's actually the better shot. I didn't think he had enough. I thought he had too much angle just to hold. Just needs to trickle it dead weight. Well, I don't know. I don't know how Romario sees shots. I mean, just a simple dead weight shot would have got that left a 9 on. Oh dear, where's the cue ball going? Oh. Well, anyway, somehow they've managed to get another rack back. They're just 2 racks behind, so we might have a match on here, and they've got a ball in the break, and they've got a shot in the 1 ball. However, the 2 is tied up with the 9. He might be able to manufacture a combo here. That 9's not set to this left hand corner pocket, but you never know. Romario might have a bang at this, but he's thought wiser. He's played the safety, which is the best choice. Maybe if it had been his partner playing, he would have had a bang at that. Well, how's the jump shot technique? Let's see. Alright, odds on a scratch. And another gift handed to Stevo and djsimon. Now the concern here is the angle needed to pot the 3, and trying to just keep the cue ball away from there. Is he going into the middle? No. This will be going off the end rail, side rail, and up to the top end. Needs to run. He didn't want the collision in the 8. Well, this will be a hard push to get this 6 and actually get the cue ball somehow up the table for the 7. Well, it looks as if he's got it safe though, and he did get it on the 7 somehow. This is a golden opportunity now. Just needs to take his time on the 7, and the weight in the cue ball's got to get him on the 8. And that's fine. Anywhere out in the middle of the table, at the top end of the table, is perfect for the 9. And that's dead straight, more or less. Should be no problem. So the 9 goes in, and that takes djsimon and Stevo Uk onto the hill. They're leading by 6 racks to 3. Remember, this is a double elimination tournament, so if Romario and zecarioca lose this match, like they look as if they are, then they'll go to the loser's side, and they'll still have another opportunity. But if this pair get their act together, they can quickly get a couple of racks on the board again, and that's I think fine. Yeah, So the match isn't over yet. As they managed to clinch this rack, and he's hooked him on the three. I don't think he can see the potting angle on that, can he? No, he's going to get the jump stick out again. And I don't think there's any risk of any off in this shot. It's just that Romario's going to have a long pot on the 4. Needs to bounce. It looks... Nah, that's pretty good. Now this is a simple one. It's a wee soft draw or a stunt. Don't get tentative. Well, somehow they've won that one, and it's now 6-4. And this time they're the guys that get the dry break, but no shot on here. Maybe try and tuck up behind the 9, thin edge off the 1. Yeah, hit it a bit too thick. Don't know, honestly don't know what he's trying with this too. Is he trying to run it past the 4 into the top left? Oh dear. Well, went for the flashy bank shot again, but where did the cue ball end up? In the pocket, and that could be almost the final nail in the coffin, because these guys only need to get the 3 and the 4 and somehow get the cue ball down to this bottom rail, because there's a 5-9 combo sitting there for the taking. And well, there is an angle there to do it. Now this depends on how Simon sees it. I'd be going top and a bit of right English to fire this cue ball round the angles. Well, I think you hit that wrong, because the angle was there to do it, but he's rattled the 4. And Romario's hit that too hard, I think, has he? Yeah, and he's had English on it as well. But you might see a billiard here again. It looks set for a stun, and the 9 goes in. Yep, that was well played. So we've most certainly got a match on now. It's now 6 racks to 5 in favour of djsimon and Stevo Uk. And stranger things have happened in the game of pool. And this time as well, they've got another ball in the break. 1 ball goes in. Oh, disaster. Oh dear. That might be their last chance. Well, I think desperate situations call for desperate measures. The 3-9 combo's going to get played, and the 9 goes in, and that seals the match for djsimon and Stevo Uk, and they scrape through. I say scrape through by 7 racks to 5.